South Africa is one of the BRICS countries. It's facing the same problem, tremendous wealth gap, as the other members in BRICS. You can see the bustling cities like Johannesburg and Cape Town. Meanwhile, the rural areas are a common thing in this country. South Africa is facing tons of challenges there, but as we usually say, where there are challenges, there are opportunities. Anyway, what you should believe is Africa is the rising star in this continent. Wealth gap is existing in the society, but in the industry, there are still gaps there between the big companies and small companies. Intel Food is one of the biggest companies in South Africa. It has the ability to mechanize all its factories. But what we saw there is workers are at every link of the producing chain. Washing, peeling, cutting, and even packaging are all by the workers' hands. Now let's see what happened in a small-scale peanut butter factory. Facilities are rather simple there. Hygienic conditions is not good at all. And the so-called peanut butter is just ground the peeled peanut without adding any additives.
Getting more questions.
Well, the first challenge is the lack of infrastructures for food processing in the country. This is a huge challenge. There is almost no food processing at all. That is the biggest challenge that the country faces. And then an opportunity is that when there is a challenge, this is an open opportunity to invest on that area. So this is a good area when any kind of business people who wants to invest in Mozambique can take this area as the priority to invest in Mozambique. No, at this moment, not at all. Okay. The only challenge now is also to try to make sure that all investors they feel comfortable to come to invest in Mozambique. Okay. Because some of them they are reluctant. They still want to see how the issues of land, the issues of good governance, the issues of democracy are going in the country. So nobody will invest in a country where there is some uncertainty about the future. So as the government policy, I don't see anything that can undermine either public or private investment on food processing. Agro processing, that is the first priority. I mean, silos, for example, about 40% of loss that happen in Mozambique of agricultural crop, they happen after harvesting. So silos are very important, and also milling companies, they are very important, like horticulture, processing, machinery are very important, and also make sure that okay, the other complementary infrastructures like roads and to the market are accessible.
So does the Mozambique government give some policy to support some foreign company or factories to come to Mozambique?
Oh yes, there are policies, there are good policies in place to try to give an incentive to the private companies, foreign companies that come to Mozambique.
So like some policy to reduce the tax or some other things?
There are like importing machinery for agro-processing. When you are importing agricultural equipment, you have certain facilities that you have, the duties that you pay when you are importing other goods like computing systems or whatever else, they are higher than on agriculture. So agricultural investment in the country, you might even have a duty-free importing some agricultural equipment. So this is a great incentive that the government does give.
At the University of Pretoria, professors talked about their strengths and their challenges.
So, what are we good at? We're competitive globally in some areas. Fruit and wine are obvious ones. We do a lot of exports. We have big manufacturers who have access to global best practices, often via multinationals. We have some unique raw materials. You want to try some rooibos tea while you're here, if you can. It's one of our local things. And we have specialised innovations. Red Espresso is a rooibos espresso developed by some people down in the Cape. They do a rooibos cappuccino as well. It's very nice. Well, it's acquired taste. Okay, and then Bits of Juice is a very sophisticated citrus derivative, which is made in a plant in Port Elizabeth on the coast. Our distribution systems are pretty good, pretty world class, geared very much to servicing the three big areas: Joburg, Pretoria, Cape Town, and Durban. Those are the three major urban areas. And we have world class marketing capability, serving a very sophisticated retail sector, as you've seen. But we also have this ability to serve this very differentiated consumer base. We've got so many different types of consumers there. Challenges we have, this diversity again, the retailers are very powerful. Imports, low cost imports, challenge, right? Food prices are very politically sensitive. We have a lot of labour issues, the trade unions are very politicised, our productivity is not good. Skill shortages, currency fluctuations are a problem. Agricultural output, there's a lot of political pressure on the farming community, which is making life difficult for them. Right? And a lot of political uncertainty, and as I really put my free enterprise hat on, excessive government interference driven by, I'm afraid, personnel of often very questionable capability. We have a very poor standard in many cases of government employees.
No matter from governmental aspect or the academic aspect, opportunities and challenges in South African area are quite similar. At the University of Limpopo, we found an amazing sustainable farming mode there. It's a sustainable recycling system. Plants can use the waste produced by the fish fitted in the tank down there. Fish can eat algae produced in this system as food. The system can also represent the society here in South Africa. Water flow represents challenge. Nutrition in water represents the opportunity. At last, the plant is South African area. So it means if the countries here can seize the opportunities in challenges, it's gonna grow better and better in the future.